Wake up, grab a brush and put a little makeup. Hide the scars to fade away the shake-up. Why'd you leave your keys up on the table? Here you go, create another fable. I don't think you trust in my self-righteous suicide. I cry when angels deserve to die. I'm sorry for that. Welcome back to Super Mario 64, where I'm going to go to the top of the town, which is up here. It's right this way. I did promise you guys another water level, and this is it. This is the other water. Oh, wait, I didn't know you were there. Oh, wait, we might be... Yep. Okay, we're fine. We got it. We're good. We're good, guys. Don't worry. Wet Dry World is a really, really, really fun level. I really like this level. So it's a water level, but... oh, that might not have been the right star. The idea is the higher you jump into the level, the higher up the water is. And I think what we want to do is actually go really high in. And that's about midway in. That might not be high enough. Oh no, Shocking Arrow Lifts is the second one. Top of the town is the first one. This is definitely not high enough. We need to go all the way to the top. So let's actually go ahead and kill ourselves. Something, self-righteous suicide. We'll just drown ourselves. That's the thing you need to do in this game from time to time, is just swim around and drown yourself. So the problem is we need to talk to a Bob-omb to get a cannon open in this level. And he's on a super, super high platform. We have ways of controlling the water level of Wet Dry World inside the level. But the level that we need the water to be at, there's no way to get it that high inside the level. So, once the drowning happens, which you'll notice is the same as the freezing animation in Snowman's Land. Mamma mia. Do we have to... That might be better. Top of the town. This is not the right level. It looks about the same as it did before. Okay, it's fine though, because what we can do... So we're just going up to the top of the town anyway. We'll just give it another try next time we're in the area, so to speak. We need to go way up top here, so we're going to use this ladder, or I guess staircase, more to the point. I can't wait to show you guys the star I got stuck on for over an hour in my test play. In a game where I really shouldn't be getting stuck at all in a test play of this game. Like, yeah, there will be areas where I die or whatever, and isn't that funny? But I did get stuck in my test play for over an hour in one of these levels, and I don't know, it's just funny that that can still happen to me in Mario 64. It's a really dumb star to get stuck on, too. We need to try to get higher up into the picture. What if we just... There was an easy setup for this. I just can't remember what it was. Can we just jump from right there? That might be good. We were up at, like, the top of the spider that time. Yeah, this is going to be good. This is fine. This is way, way higher. This is the highest the water level can possibly be. You can tell because if you look at the walls of the level, we're right on the edge of the last brick in the wall over there. So, this floating platform is high enough that all I gotta do is double jump from it, and my man here will open the cannon for me. Thank you for that. Now we need to lower the water level all the way down to the bottom and start getting secrets in the sea and sky. I got stuck on this star for over an hour during my test play, and I got so mad. Like, I didn't want to look up the solution, because the idea of looking up a solution to anything in Super Mario 64 really, really, like, was painful to even consider. Had to get rid of that guy. He was just not going to do anybody any good. Okay, so there's no secrets over here in these blocks. There's red coins, I think, but we're not on red coins just yet. The idea is it's a secret star. Like, if we wall jump here, which is how I normally grab this box, we got a secret for touching the wall jump. You're supposed to push the box over there. And you see there's a second secret behind the box. You just heard it trigger. I didn't push this box under here, because I'm like, I don't need the box. I can just wall jump to get the secret at the box up here. Which, of course, meant I was missing a secret. I had found 4 of the secrets, and there were supposed to be 5. And I got stuck for over an hour until I actually found it. There's one there, and the last 2 we are going to cannon for. There's a cool trick for this with this cannon, actually, that I would love to show off. We take the little warp up to the cannon. We didn't actually take the shocking arrow lifts across. Nerds to that. We want to aim... there's a spot you can aim. I think it's directly above this moon, right there. Is that right? A little further than that. Believe it or not, that actually looked almost right. A little further down. I need some coins now, or else I am going to die. So we'll just grab some health right here. Anyway. Get back in the cannon here. I can't come into Wet Dry World without doing this. I just can't. It's not possible to do. Definitely above. Maybe it's a little more above. Well, that's as high as I can go. Aim at the moon as high as you can go. Is that it? Is that correct? That looks correct. Bonk. Yeah. And we fall back in the cannon. And we can do this as much as we want. Yeah, it's as high as I can aim. So yeah, just aim at the moon. Go as high as you can. You'll bonk off the invisible wall. Land back in the cannon. Now we're dead. This is a technical death, but because the game doesn't check to see if you die unless you're actually standing on solid ground, we can repeat this procedure for as long. I can do this for an entire 20-minute video if I want. You know what? I think you get the point. Now when I fire anywhere else at the course, to some random point, as soon as we stand up, it checks for death and we fall over and die. I forget where I learned about that trick. It had to have been on like an internet board or something. Like Channel Nintendo on FNet or something back in the day. But we were looking into getting secrets in the sea and sky. Almost got our biscuits burned right there. There's one here. You actually do need to push this box. At least enough to trigger the secret. And then you can wall jump up here and get that secret. And then you're supposed to kind of climb your way up and raise the water level as you go. But we know where the secret warp is, so we can just take the cannon. Not a glitch, by the way. I mean, I'm not sure how obvious that was, but this is actually an intended strat. Alright, I think we need to go up here. And then there's one more way up top of the staircase. Beautiful. Long jump over here. I could probably jump directly to the platform if I wasn't terrible, but I am terrible. So instead, I'm just going to raise the water level, then swim over to the platform. And I'm sure nobody will begrudge me this. You know what? It is a water level. It is a water world. One of the 3 water worlds in the game. So it seems fitting that we collect at least some of the stars actually underwater. But because jumping into the level from the very bottom, having the water level, and one of the toads tells you can do this in the castle. Express elevator, hurry up! Okay. We will hurry. When I was a kid, before I knew about this cannon warp here, I used to use the pancake flippers on each of those platforms to launch me up and up and up. Obviously, I don't have to do that anymore, which is nice. We just shoot right over there. Exactly where we want to be. Back up the stairs. This is actually a really cool star. This one took me a lot of practice as a kid, but I like this star a lot. So we need to activate the elevator, jump down, and then... Well, that's kind of how we do it, except you have to do it with not sucking. You know what I forgot to do is break that block. That's what I forgot to do. Actually, also, I need to ground pound lower to the ground, if I'm going to do it that way. Because the time it takes to actually splat on the ground and sustain damage is precious seconds that we need. And then we need to not screw up the wall jump, obviously. Oop, I ground pounded too late there. Why can't I, though? Why, though? I get it when it's too late. Now I really am going to die. You know what? I deserve to die here. Just like those angels. The angels deserve to die. My favorite version of that song, there was like a lounge singer version of the song. I don't know if it was Richard Cheese or not. It might have been. Richard Cheese is a parody artist that did lounge singer versions of a bunch of songs, and I think his most famous one is Down with the Sickness. He did an awesome lounge singer version of Down with the Sickness that was really, really interesting. There we go. That's the stuff. Like, instead of screaming at you, he's like snapping, and he's got the brass in the background. He's like, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. And it's great. Back in the day, 2005 or so, before I had any video editing skills, YouTube was brand new, and some of the YouTube channels that I liked to watch... Are we doing red coins now? I think we're doing red coins now. And if we're doing red coins, that means we're doing hundo coins. I didn't have any video editing software, but YouTube was brand new, and I watched a lot of YouTube, because at the time I worked at a drug test collection facility, which means people would come to my office and pee in a cup, and then I would put all of the pee into a box, and then the nice guy would come around at the end of the day and put all of the pee into his truck, and then drive all the pee to the lab, and then the lab would call all of the people and say, don't hire this guy, they're doing cocaine. And then sometimes I got time and a half because I had to go to a courtroom and stand in front of a judge and hold up paperwork that I signed and says, this is the paperwork that I signed that said this guy is, like, authorizes us to release his drug test results to this employer, and also his employer learned that he was doing cocaine, and that's why they didn't hire him. It has nothing to do with me. Anyway, it was not the busiest office in the world, and I was the only employee. It was a satellite office for a much larger drug test company that I worked for. And I had my laptop there, and my bosses at the time were too cheap to get me internet access, but my laptop was able to pick up Wi-Fi from... We have 58 coins already, that's not bad. My laptop was able to pick up Wi-Fi from the hair salon next door. And official company policy at the time was, it's fine to steal Wi-Fi from a hair salon. So that's what I did. Watched a lot of YouTube. A lot of Homestar Runner as well. And I talked a lot on IRC at the time, because all of my peoples were on IRC on Undernet. Wow, a couple of different IRC references in this video today. Anyway, I wanted to do a video, because at the time I was also playing a lot of World of Warcraft. and I played an Affliction Warlock, and I was really getting into the PvP, the capture the flag game is the one I liked the best. Warsong Gulch, I want to say. Was it Warsong Gulch? Somebody will correct me if that's not right. But there's a PvP capture the flag game, and I really liked it, and I was really good at it, actually. My Warlock, like, she specialized in making people sick. She put all these damage over time effects on everybody. We got 94 coins. All we gotta do is go downstairs and get some red coins and we're donezo. But at the time, people made movies of like their Warlock characters. I think around that time was that famous movie where the Horde on one of the servers wanted to have like an in-game funeral for their good friend, and oh, that was bad aim. I'm probably gonna die. There's no more coins to get. They're all in my pockets. That was really bad aim on my part. That was just terrible. But yeah, all these Horde people show up in-game to pay respects. They got one of the GMs to teleport the deceased player. Like, the actual player died in their guild, and they were honoring them. I was aiming at this wire. I need to aim at this wire. That's how I missed that. Good friggin' gravy, Brickroad. We can refill right here, though. Just like so. But yeah, then the Alliance show up and just gank everybody. It's wonderful. It's one of my favorite Warcraft videos of all time. There was this big controversy at the time about whether those Alliance players need to be banned because they showed up and crashed this Horde guild's funeral, but, like, what? Don't do it in a PvP zone, you idiots. Okay, we need to lower the water level inside this section of Wet Dry World, and then run around getting red coins. And by the time we've gotten a couple red coins, we'll be done here. What does this do? I don't even know what that does. I don't think I've ever noticed that thing before. Well, anyway. At the time, I desperately wanted to make a video of my Affliction Warlock running around in Warsong Gulch, just throwing DOTs on people and pairing it up to Richard Cheese's version of Down with the Sickness. Of course, by the time I actually got video editing equipment and like screen capturing equipment and stuff, I no longer have that impulse. I mean, I no longer play Warcraft, for one thing, but... And also, at the time, I don't even know if you can still be an Affliction Warlock. Warcraft is so different now than it used to be. Like, I have no idea if that's even a thing people can do. Like, are there still Warlocks? Are there still, like, standard class perk trees as Affliction? Like, I have no idea. At the time, though, Affliction was thought to be the weakest of the 3 Warlock specs that you could pick. There was Affliction, there was Demonology. What was the third one? Demonology was thought to be the best, because you got a bunch of perks related to summoning your demons and stuff. Perfect! That's what I wanted. God, that's gonna drive me nuts if I don't... There was Demonology, Affliction, what was the third one? Was it Destruction? No, Destruction was a wizard thing. No, because wizards had Fire, Ice, and Arcane. Maybe it was Destruction. Maybe that was the third. But anyway, Affliction at the time was thought to be the weakest, and if you went on the Blizzard forums at the time, I can't wall kick to save my life. There, I just saved my life. I just finally did it. Yeah, if you went on the Blizzard forums at the time, if you played an Affliction Warlock, like, people would make fun of you, because it was thought to be really weak. So I liked that I had a really good PvP strategy. I was not good at getting the flag, let's be clear. I was not good at getting or, like, bringing the flag home. I couldn't do any of that. What I could do, though, is, because if you have never played a particular class in an MMO, you don't typically have... I'm still missing 2 red coins. One's up here. Where's the other one? Over there, on that building. which means we've got to do some more wall kicks. If you've never played a class in an MMO, you typically don't have a really good idea of how it works. Like, just vague ideas at best. Like, you might have somebody in your guild tell you how it works. Damn. There's got to be an easier way up on this building. Maybe from this side. Maybe that's what that purple switch is for. I know this will work, so I'm just going to keep doing this until I get it. I can't actually get up there. But, okay, so you see... Most people in Warsong Gulch didn't play Warlock. That's pretty clear, because most people didn't play Warlock. Most people played other classes. Just statistically, there's like 11 classes in the game. 1/11 of the player base probably plays that class. The camera is swiveling too much here, is part of the problem. So getting that second jump is... Oh, maybe I wasn't zoomed out enough? Maybe he'll swivel less now that I'm zoomed way out. And we'll get this. And we'll get this. Mario, you are up this hill. You've got this. I believe in you, Mario. He got burned. That's fine, though. All we need to do now is go pick up our star, and we are good to go. So what people saw when I was in Warsong Gulch is... This camera's wonderful right now. I was in this, I played a gnome warlock, so I'm this little tiny warlock in just robes and a staff, and I always used a monster that would be invisible, for the most part. Because a warlock can summon demons to aid them, and so what they would see is just a gnome in robes out in the middle of Warsong Gulch, and they wouldn't see my demon because it's invisible. Lols. Oh, I didn't lower the water level properly. Let's go do that. So what people would do is they would assume I was a mage, because mage might have been a more popular class than warlock at the time. They might have been way more common. And mages are really squishy in World of Warcraft, or at least they were at the time. If you saw a mage and you were playing like a barbarian or something, you could usually rush down this mage and burn through that guy's hit points in a few minutes. Warlocks were also squishy, but as an Affliction Warlock, I had lots of powers to drag my health bar out, and I had lots of abilities to put damage over time effects on people to really weaken them, like severely weaken them. So what I could do is I couldn't get the flag. I had no way to like grab or transport the flag safely. I wasn't going to score for my team, and I wasn't putting out insane amounts of damage like a mage or a ranger could. What I could do, though, was go midfield and get 2 or 3 horde opponents that thought I would be an easy kill and just train them somewhere, because it would take a lot... I would die eventually, but it would take a lot longer for them to kill me than they were probably expecting. And I could deal, like, when I finally did die, they would both be very weak and they'd be easy pickings. And I could do this to 2 or 3 horde opponents effortlessly in midfield, which means one of our side is taking up... Oh, the box is over here. One of our side is taking up the brain space of 2 or 3 of their side. That's a net win for us in the game. So I was really good at that, just occupying them. And what would happen sometimes is, back in the meta at that point, I was playing on the Alliance, and the Alliance on our server was terrible at PvP. Like, every single PvP match would end, and then people would, like, yell at you for you losing the match, and we'd have a bunch of people... I remember, commonly this would happen, is after matches, people would be like, what was Crystallis was my Warlock's name, by the way. Like, what was Crystallis doing? Like, you suck, you should have been doing this or that, or why are you playing Affliction? Affliction is terrible. I need this camera somewhere else here. There we go. No, is this gonna work? This is not, because I gotta do wall jumps. Hey, it worked. It worked fine. So when we definitely lost the match because Alliance was terrible, the Alliance players that I was with would yell at me for being terrible, but then, like, once in a while I'd have somebody log in on their, like, Alliance alt, somebody I had just fought on the Horde side. Horde and Alliance couldn't talk to each other. They'd log in on their Alliance alt and send me a message like, dude, you schooled us midfield. And it would make me feel good. I don't play Warcraft anymore. I'm boring in my old age. Shoutouts to PokeDude for sponsoring this video, and to everybody who helps make my channel possible by supporting me on Patreon.